there was there's something that you have at the conclusion of the book that I think is interesting, and I don't recall where it comes from, but maybe you can take us through that. Becoming bold by being the water, not the rock.
Yeah. So this comes from my grandmother. She used to
Huh.
talk about this idea that there's two sort of kinds of people in life when change happens. So whenever you're in transition, they're the kind of people that are more like the rock. They just basically want to stay put. They don't want to change. They want what their reality is, and they double down on sort of like being where they are. And then there are people that are more like the water, that they go around. So obstacles come, they go around, they go over, they find a way to flexibly continue in their journey, right? The water is never stopped. And I use this as an analogy to talk about, being bold is not being fearless. Be bold is this idea of like understanding your true north. What are your values in your life? What matters the most? And then finding a way to flexibly have a life towards those values so that when life gets hard, and it does for all of us, then you find a way to more flexibly move instead of just getting yourself further stuck.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. That's like a koan, and you got that from your grandmother. Yeah, wonderful wisdom there. And so, one of the questions that I often ask my guests is, uh, there's a lot to be anxious about right now. It
Yeah.
feels like the world is going to hell and falling apart, and I need not enumerate all the sources of fear and anxiety around that. What is what is your advice to people of how to not become overwhelmed by all the dire that our predictive brain as it looks ahead gets scared?
For sure. The world is upside down, right? And so the way I manage it is really by controlling what I can control and understanding there's many things that are out of my control. So really, the only certainty we have in many ways is uncertainty. Like you and I don't know if we wake up tomorrow. We'd like to wake up tomorrow, but we don't know.
Yeah.
And so I find ways to sort of carve out my life in a way that I'm taking control of the things I can. I'm helping society. That's why I do community work. I want to be part of building better and stronger
Yes.
communities.
Yes.
I
And
have
you're
this
doing
dream
that.
of,
Yep.
yeah, and
Yep.
that's my dream. Like my dream is, can we bring this to as many people in the world so that people themselves have more power to change their systems around them? But there's a certain level of uncertainty that we all have to deal with. And so we control what we can and what we can't. We have to just sit with that discomfort. And I think where meditation and mindfulness comes really handy there.
Yes. Yes. Well, is there anything else you'd like to get in here that some other point that you want to make about your book? Uh, why should people buy this book? I know you want people to buy it. Why should they?
I do want people to buy it, but because I firmly believe that the skills in the book can help people live better, more fulfilling, bolder lives. And that it doesn't have to be major bold moves. It can be a little bold move, but I want people to thrive. I want people to feel like, especially for people that grew up like I did. I was talking to somebody today who had her own share of domestic violence herself. And so I shared the stories of my mom and how, I overcame it and was able to break this cycle. And she was so excited about the idea that she could perhaps, overcome it. And so I want all of you to just have your best life. And that's why you should buy the book.